so excited.
It's time for Two Guys and a Goalie with Dustin Nielson, Matt Kassian, and the goalie, Joaquin Gage.
What's going on, everybody? It is 12:02 on Tuesday, September 9th. Connor McDavid is still not signed. Do you know where your children are? We'll get into that as we work our way through the show. Two Guys, a Goalie is brought to you by GS Construction, setting the industry standard for 50 years with quality, efficiency, safety, driving their success. GS Construction has a foundation built on teamwork, and now they want you to become a part of the team. Visit www.gsconstruction.ca and click Ready to Work, or visit their page at Indeed.ca. And with the Next Up Person program, it's not just a job, it is a career. Shout out to Sandwith and the GS Construction crew for hopping on board on the Nielson Show this year, sponsoring our Hockey Insiders, which should be pretty good, I think. And confirmed yesterday, we're running them all back. So Dragger will be back on Mondays, Button on Tuesdays, Noodles on Wednesdays, a split of Gazdick and Filthy Bruce on Thursdays, and then Chris Johnston on Fridays, and they'll all be brought to you by our crew over at GS Construction, which is awesome as well. Gager, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Keep that tuna breath away from me. God.
Cass, do you like tuna?
I do like tuna.
Yeah.
Hernan, do you like tuna? Yeah, thumbs up. You guys all like tuna, eh?
Well, and
this doesn't
like
surprise
tuna. It's gotta
you.
be good
my
tuna,
take
though.
on tuna, right?
well,
Is there
It's gotta be
bad
good
tuna?
Yeah, there's bad tuna.
yeah, of course.
Of course
it's
there's
bad.
I don't know anything about tuna. I don't know if
But
it's good tuna, bad tuna.
a good tuna melt, I think you wouldn't know the difference.
I'd rather have a turkey melt.
But it's the same.
Well, it's not. It's turkey as opposed to tuna.
Yeah. Well, there's subtle differences. Like mine's all
They both have
doctored
their
up.
place. They both have their place. Yeah, you doctor up a good tuna. Like you get some good mayo. You get like some good onions in there, some celery. Like
See, so
that, a
you
little
have
bit
to
of
you have
crunch
to add to the tuna.
You can, or just eat it
Right.
right out. I've eaten it right out of the tin.
Do you ever eat it
I
right
like
out of
to
the
add
tin?
to it. No,
Oh, just say
I have in
you're
the
not-
past, but I
you're
don't
not
like to do that.
Gross, like
Like-
Gager.
My tuna has a lot of ingredients in it. So it has the spicy olive oil with the peppers and garlic.
The
And
tuna you just had?
Yeah, the Japanese mayo, celery, shallots, MSG.
And you just eat it like that out of a bowl.
Oh, I put it on bread.
Okay. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
because
that's
it's a melt.
good.
Yeah.
With
That's good, though.
Emmenthal diced cheese in it.
You
With
are a
corn.
foodie, eh?
Well,
With
if I'm
corn
gonna,
too. You made all that at the office?
no, I did it at home.
Oh, I was gonna say I didn't
And
know
then
you
I-
had
and
a
then
food show.
I
at the
brought it
office.
in because it's like now that, like I said this, now that we have this place, I can put lunches in there.
You can,
and
yeah.
just whip it up when I get here because I'm pressed for time always. So it works out quite nicely. And I had the you got to talk to Jay and Eric. I'm surprised he didn't have it this morning, but we have the iced coffee. So you make coffee the night before, you put it in like a thermosy thing, let it steep all night, and
So that's what you're doing?
yeah, that's what this is, and it completely takes the bitterness out, which is crazy.
So does it still taste like coffee?
Yeah, but not that. You know, if you were to drink cold coffee out of a drip,
Yeah.
it would be bitter and stuff. This one, it's not.
Well, all right. Whoa. All right.
Somebody bring me an iced coffee.
Coffee something is going to pop out for a second. It's bitter if you're doing and brewing the coffee wrong. If you do like a drip. Now, most drip machines don't do a great job. They're crude in terms of actually brewing coffee. And if you have actually good beans, ground actually properly, and a proper way of brewing it, then Gage, you can brew your hot coffee, cool it down slowly, like you let it cool, then get it in a fridge, and then you're going to be fine. It's going to be not bitter. It's going to be delicious and fantastic.
That's what this is, basically.
Yeah, but you can do it. You can cold brewing works well. It does work well to not get the bitterness out, because it doesn't pull with the heat. You get the flavor. You don't get the bitter. And that bitterness is the last thing to develop. So if we're talking about coffee in the stages of this, of how you roast it, that burnt flavor is the last flavor to develop. That's towards the end of the process. Now, the flip side of that burnt is the chocolate, like the chocolatey. Those are your balance. It's either burnt or it's chocolate. Like if it's done well. Now, if it's done too much, that's where you start to get the burnt. The sweetness is the second thing to develop inside of it, and then your acidity is the first thing to develop. So the fruity flavor that you can get to it. So if it tastes burnt, that means that the beans were either or bitter. The beans were either roasted way too long. You had too fine a grind, or whatever you're brewing it with sucks. That's kind of your. Sorry, I turned into a coffee snob the last year, guys.
I was just gonna say it's Nielson Gage and the guy who invented coffee.
No, I turned into a snob. I'm a huge coffee snob. My wife makes fun of me all the time.
Wait, so
coffee snob.
Would you ever just like whip through? I mean, it sounds like you wouldn't even go to Starbucks right now, Cass.
I don't like Starbucks. No, I do not.
I don't like their beans.
No, their beans are bad. They're burnt.
Yeah, they're awful.
They burn their beans. Their beans are not very good.
You two guys are amazing. This is like fantasy football for me. Like that's what you guys are for coffee. It's incredible. Like, is this what I sound like?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I give Starbucks a go like once a year, and every time it's like, no.
So you can tell when you drink the coffee that the beans have been burnt in the process.
We could probably put out 3 cups of coffee, and you could have Tim Hortons, McDonald's, and Starbucks, and I'd be able to pick them.
My wife would be able to do that.
You want to know? Sure. Hey, you want to know this? So I got some buddies. They're starting or have started a roastery.
Okay.
In Edmonton, and they have involved me in the process. So is there
because you're a coffee snob?
Well, he's a sommelier of the beans.
I was turning. Well, they have been sommeliers. That is something that actually exists, and I am not one. But they basically were experimenting with different suppliers. So they're going to different farms and actually like traveling down to like El Salvador, like going to meet the farmers, like going to the farms, like that sort of thing, and sourcing beans from different places. But then they are going through, okay, well, how do you get the most out of the beans that they're testing, like from a roasting standpoint, because it's super finicky. Like, your roast can be within a fractions of seconds. You get completely different flavor profiles as you pull them off. But you do what's called a cupping. So a cupping in coffee is like you're tasting, and that's where you do it. It's blind, so you don't know which bean is which. But you basically sit around a table, and you're each like taking a little spoon, and you're basically sipping the individual coffees, and you're reviewing them. And it is ridiculous. Every single one of you, and I guarantee you'd be able to do this too. You go and you do like the McDonald's beans, or like Folgers, or like something like that, like pre-ground in particular, stuff that's already ground, and you just taste it in that environment, and you do it a certain way when you're cupping, so it's like the profiles are just bigger, and you all would be like, that is disgusting, especially when you go to taste the next ones. You're like, you will absolutely notice a difference. You'll be like, oh, I can actually have flavors with this stuff, and it actually tastes sweet and maybe a little chocolatey and delicious, as opposed to just tasting like burnt ash. Like that's how some of those coffees, like McDonald's and Tim Hortons, it tastes like burnt ash. And I'm sorry if you have to hear that, and I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings. But what has happened to you is you have destroyed your palate for so many years with liquid turpentine that is like that mass-produced gross type of coffee that you just don't even know. Like your body and your brain does not even recognize that it basically tastes like someone just smoked a bunch of cigarettes, left a massive pile of ash, and scooped it in, and then brewed coffee with it. Like that's what you're drinking. So sorry, it's just, you know what? Yeah, sorry, I'm going way off the deep end here. Snobbish, well, just way too snobby. And I know it's bad.
When you
I'm
get
sorry.
down
I'm
to El
sorry.
Salvador, Cass, you don't. Like, can you imagine him reading that Cass was arrested at the border with 50 pounds of coke on him?
Well, there's all I can think of when you're like, my buddies are going down to source them themselves. I immediately thought of American Gangster with Denzel, Frank Lucas, going down to meet like the drug dealer before shipping back all the coke and taking over Harlem.
There's more to it. There's more to it, and so hopefully this will placate that. Is the gentleman? His name's Phil and John. They're the two guys, but Phil is very, very involved. So he's on the board of directors for a charity that operates down there called Shelter. Or he was. I'm not sure if he's still holding the position. So he Shelter Canada, which basically helps people in need down there, and helps them and helps the local economy put together and build homes. So they were going down there frequently to assist people in a humanitarian capacity, and that's where they started to get involved with farmers in El Salvador in particular. So it wasn't so nefarious where they're just going down there for that. It's you know what? It's a really cool story.
I thought you were going to say they go down to help people in El Salvador by getting them coffee, and I was going to be like, what? What a twist! No.
They
do much more important.
They go down
things.
there. Much more important things to provide sustainable and obtainable housing for people. And they run a bunch of teams. So teams of people go down there to help. It's actually a fantastic thing. We support it, my wife and I personally. And so they're doing some great things there. And their love of coffee turned into that because they met a farmer down there. And all of a sudden that's where it started. They met somebody in the process of doing that. Renovate Coffee is the name of it. It's pretty cool. They're just small, just kind of getting up and running. But anyways, it's turned me into a huge coffee snob. So I apologize for my rant, but it's probably unnecessary. So
and every home has a built-in coffee maker.
Every one they build comes with a year's supply. That's man. Well, you know a lot about coffee, Cass. I will say that. Mex Bazuzu texts in to 780-218-9999 and says, "Can we move on from the coffee talk? We are pressed for time."
There you go.
Oh, that's pretty good. Library Pat says, "It's two foodies and a bland palate." Hilarious stuff. Andrew the accountant says, "I've been on a diet for 3 months now. I've had tuna almost every day. I love it, and it's a lifesaver for meals." So there you go. Back to the tuna, the big tuna coffee show. We got to move on.
Coffee.
McDavid needs to sign this deal immediately.
Oh, gosh.
my goodness. All right. Keep the text messages rolling in. We will get to a few of those. Let's dive into your Play Alberta number crunchers right now here on Two Guys and a Goalie, and that would be the big number today. Dustin Wolf, 7-year extension, $7.5 million per year. Let's start with our goalie, and then I'll tell you we'll tie it in some other numbers. But Gager, your thoughts on 7 years and over $50 million for Dustin Wolf?
At first it's a little jarring to me. Like that's a pretty big number for a guy that was extremely good last year. Like I think he should have won he should have won the Calder. He was the main reason the Flames were in that playoff push. I hope he can produce what he was able to do last year and get better this year. Sometimes as a second year pro, if you have success, you're trying to chase that success a little bit more, be better, and maybe put too much pressure on yourself. But when you look at his track record, like he's succeeded in every league that he's been in, every time from when I read this little article on him. And it's a natural progression for him to become one of the best in the league, I think. I mean, is it warranted? When you look at that Flames team, yeah, he's a pillar. And when you can get a guy, I think over the next few years, if he continues to play the way he is, that contract's a value contract at this point. So I hope he does well again. He's an exciting goaltender to watch. The Flames obviously saw something in him that they didn't want to mess around with and just lock this guy up because as probably a lot of Oilers fans to lock up consistent goaltending for a number of years is very valuable.
Cass, what do you think about this for Wolf? I mean, he's a big piece, obviously, of their future here now moving forward. They are all in with him between the pipes.
They are. I mean, it's a big commitment. It's a big commitment, and to me, it's one of those ones where it's not going to be an in-between, right? This isn't an in-between contract. It's like it's either going to be a really good contract for them or it's going to be horrible. And it's going to be really good if he pans out how they're hoping he pans out. He kind of continues how he's been playing, and he just gives you that really good, stable, steady, reliable goaltending. A little expensive in the first couple years, right? But then your last 3 or 4, that's when you're hoping, hey, this is when it really pays off from an expense standpoint. Because you could have bridged them and probably bridged them for less, but then you're going to have to re-up at a higher dollar value, most likely. So you're looking at it saying, hey, we can maybe get some cost certainty move forward. You put that hand in hand with some of the other moves that the Flames have made, like the signing of Connor McDavid recently, where they're trying to add that cost certainty. And for some of their young core, they're trying to lengthen that out so that they know that players are going to be here and be here for a long time. And it kind of fits into how they're operating. So again, it's not, ask me in 4 years how I think the contract is, and we'll be able to tell you with absolute certainty. But I would lean towards, I don't know. And I've talked about it with you guys. It's probably a little too expensive, and it would be a little too expensive, even for a really good goaltender, because it's just, you need stable goaltending, and I guess it gets you that, but you don't need the best goalie in the world to win a Stanley Cup. You just need solid goaltending. And you can't have your goaltenders as a tandem. I don't think you can have your goaltenders go over 10% of your salary cap as a tandem for both of them. I don't see teams that have a ton of success that do that. Florida may be one of the only ones where, and that's just because Bobrovsky's contract was so big. But there's other things they have going on as an organization. In other areas, they have breaks from a contract standpoint in terms of value. So it worries me that it's a little high if I was a Flames fan for the length of time, especially right now. But again, 3 years, we could be saying something different. But good move to lock him in. It's a pretty high dollar value to do so.
You can text us anytime at 780-218-9999. It's Two Guys and a Goalie here on Edmonton Sports Talk, on Tuna in, on iHeart, at edmontonsportstalk.com. And, of course, over on YouTube, hammer the thumbs up there. Luke in Cowtown says, not sure if you can call him constant just yet with only 1 year of experience so far. Okay, but he is now. Like, they've given him the deal. He's the guy now. I understand what you're trying to say, Luke, but that's the deal. He's the guy. Saskatoon Muncher. Hi, Trev. Saskatoon Muncher says, with the state of goaltending in the NHL right now, and with how well he played last year, plus where the salary cap will be come 2032, this is a bet I'd make 100%. So he's saying, the cap is just going to continue to go up. Yeah. You could have one of the top 10 goalies in the league at $7 million. It'll 6 years from now.
Balance out. I think 71 games in the NHL, 274 goals against, with a 97 save percentage.
907?
907.
That's only 2 percentage points better than the Skinner's career save percentage.
And
just saying.
Yeah. Well, and Skinner's got a better GA. By one.
Okay, well then I wasn't going to tie this in.
Why not?
But I have it up. Stuart Skinner's making $2.6 million this year, and then he's a UFA. Mm-hmm. So if it doesn't go well for Skinner this year, you just walk. And Pickard's a UFA as well. So if it doesn't go well for the goalies this year, then full clean slate if you should want it next year. But Gager, let's say Stuart Skinner rolls out conservatively. Not conservatively. This would be good for Skinner. Let's say he rolls out a 907. Well, what's Wolf's numbers? You said 907 and
Wolf is 907.
958. Yeah. Well, 906. Yeah.
Okay.
But he was 958, 893, 910.
That first year, he played one game. Played awesome.
Yeah.
Second year, played 17 games, goals against of 316, 893 save percentage. Last year, 53 games played, 264 goals against with a 910 save percentage.
Okay. So let's just say this. Let's say Skinner goes 910 for a save percentage. Gets them back to a conference final at least again.
Easily.
What's the number? Like if they were to give Stuart Skinner an extension at $7 million a year, he'll be crushed.
People would lose it, but that could be his numbers because Dustin Wolf just created comparable for Stuart Skinner.
Yeah,
you just did.
Like in my mind, it's not though. I guess I think Wolf is so much better. I don't know. I think Wolf's a better goalie.
Anything, I'm not. It doesn't matter if you think he's a better goalie or not. What do the numbers say?
Well, I mean, then Stuart Skinner's in his final year as an Edmonton Oiler, no matter what, because you're not going to pay. You're not going to pay Stuart Skinner more. There's no way they'll even give him $6 million. I don't think.
So let's say let's say it happens as we all dream and hope and wish, and the Oilers win the cup this year. Stuart Skinner backstops them to winning a cup. You want to tell me?
Oh, well, now we're talking about a cup winner. I was assuming they win the cup. I was told they can't win the cup with this guy.
Let's say if you go to the conference finals. Let's say you just go to the conference finals with Stuart Skinner, and he pitches at 9-10 during the regular season. That brings his career slightly up, so he'd be like a 9-8 career with 2 appearances in the Stanley Cup final and then a conference final in 3 years in a row. And yes, on a good team, but it's like your numbers all of a sudden get
What's comparable. The playoff percentage? Because he was $896 last year.
Right. Well, what's Dustin Wolf's playoff percentage? I mean, it's all it's higher, but it's AHL. He hasn't played any NHL game. So, but that's not what you're looking at. You're not going to negotiate just on playoff percentage.
Well, actually, no, that was his regular season percentage last year. Let me get his playoff percentage.
It was 896. Yeah, it was 889.
889 in the playoffs?
This last year, yeah.
Yeah. A little bit better than the regular season.
Yeah. So
a little bit less. A little bit worse.
A little bit less. Slightly worse. You're not, it's negotiating. Like you generally are not, when you're going back and forth and you're looking at comparables, you're not going to look at playoff percentage. Right? You're going to be looking at the regular season. That's what's going to nail it from a negotiation standpoint. And Dustin Wolf, you just, again, and maybe that's what this all is about. Maybe it's about screwing the Oilers because you just created a comparable.
They don't even like Dustin Wolf, but they just wanted to screw the Oilers with the Skinner deal.
Screw the Oilers. There's no way you can go back and say, hey, Stuart, we're going to give you $4.5 million. He's going to look at this and go, my numbers are better than Wolf's, and I'm giving up UFA years.
He would be giving up more UFA years for sure. Yeah.
Yep. So instantly with that, and this is people, I don't care if you're mad at me. I'm not saying that this is a good thing or this is great or this is the best or this is what you want. This is reality. Reality is Dustin Wolf may have just, and maybe people will be happy with that, I guess, may have just created a situation where Stuart Skinner cannot resign in Edmonton because he's going to be.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, I feel like, first of all, let's put this.
He's going to be $6 to $7 million.
Gage, would you rather have Skinner or Dustin Wolf?
Oh, you got to put me in there.
I know, because I knew you probably want to answer Skinner, but
damn it. From what I've seen of Dustin Wolf, I pick him slightly ahead right now.
Okay.
Because his ability to, what everyone's been clamoring about, the big save at the right time, to, like, when his team, he does that Jonathan Quick thing where as soon as his team needs him to shut it down, you're not scoring again, right? What he did for Calgary down that stretch drive was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it because when you see a guy of his stature too, it's a little bit more impressive because of the amount of work he has to do to get in the right position. Because there's more movement, obviously, right? So, and he always seems to be and he has the ability to make the big save, like take goals away too. Yeah, I think I might slightly have Dustin Wolf ahead right now.
Cass, would you rather have Wolf right now?
He's a little bit younger too, so probably.
Yeah, he's 2 years younger.
Yeah, I probably would. He's 2 years younger. So I probably would. Yeah. And he's a good goalie. He's really good. Again, I'm not disagreeing with anybody. And there's all kinds of fire already in the nasty chat. It's like, well, they're not comparable. Yes, they are comparable. Look at their stats. They're comparable.
Yeah, they're right neck and neck.
They're right neck and neck.
What do you think? What number, Cass? What number on an AAV for Skinner would be like? Well, he could sign right now. Yeah. Right? We're sitting here. We're talking about Ekholm. We're talking about Wallen. We're talking about McDavid. He could sign right now. They're not going to sign him right now. But Cass, what do you think is the number where this fan base would go, yeah, I'm okay with that with Skinner?
4.5. That's the 4.5.
Yeah,
this fan base
probably under 5.
Ooh, really?
The fan base would probably be okay if it was under 5.
Well, they'd be ecstatic.
But that's not. But they wouldn't. Skinner wouldn't. It'd be ridiculous too. And for Skinner's camp, it probably was at the $5 million number. This is like, again, what I would assume. They heading into this season, there was like, if they were going to renegotiate right now, they probably would be at that $5 million per year number. It's probably in a camp of where it was before Wolf signed. Now that Wolf signed, you just added another one to that number, where the starting point for your negotiation is going to be like $7 million.
I was going to say 5.5 because they signed Campbell for 5.
Yeah.
And that was years ago. And
if you're a starting goalie in the NHL and you're signing a longer term deal, eating up UFA years, Wolf just signed. Like you are at that $6 to $7.5 million range. 6 would be a hometown discount.
Yeah.
And people get mad at that. And they're not comparable. He's way better. Wolf is he may be way better. You may feel he's way better. I don't care that you feel that. The contract negotiation, sometimes are there feelings involved? Yep. Way more often it's facts and comparables. And the facts and comparables is Stuart Skinner's numbers are similar to Dustin Wolf's. Now, could that change over the course of the season? Of course it could. Of course it could. But as it stands at this moment, you are looking at the cost of somewhere between $6 and $7.5 million to re-sign Stuart Skinner for UFA years. And then, to go to that 10% rule, if we look at where the cap's at, because most teams kind of are in that 8 to 12%. That's where most teams average from the cost of their goalies. That means that teams then have another $3 to $3.5 million to sign a backup. And that puts you right at that level. So for a starting goaltender, it is completely reasonable to expect that for Stuart Skinner. I don't care what your feelings have to say about it. I don't care what your thoughts have to say about it. Those are the facts. So quit complaining. Dustin Wolf just screwed you. Yeah.
Oh, spicy Cass. I love it. Tons of messages over in the chat. If you're watching on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. Big Dave texts in and says, "You guys are nuts. Oilers fans aren't happy with Skinner at 2.6 unless Stu wins a Vezina, a Stanley Cup, and a Conn Smythe, and his next deal comes in at $3 million. Oilers fans will never embrace Stu." I think that's crazy, but it seems to be the way that it is right now. Yeah, that's why I'm super curious to see if this plays out. What does he have to accomplish to get another deal from the Edmonton Oilers?
Dustin Wolf becomes the second highest paid player on the Flames, too.
Good time for his contract to come up.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to a few over here as well. Andrew E. says, Wolf could also fall off, too. People forget that Skinner was also a Calder finalist. Saskatoon Muncher says, there is no number on Skinner until this season plays out. He regressed 2 years in a row. If he regresses for a third year, they can't sign him again. Zedmo says, one goalie, you question his lack of experience. The other, you question his record. Smitty the Welder says, Wolf is the only reason the Flames are even remotely close to the playoffs. Supersized Indiana Jones says, trying to choose a guy when there's a 100-game difference in the career is not a straightforward look. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how this plays out. I knew that this would lead into some sort of Skinner conversation today.
Well, Barry makes a point where I've been thinking about this one too. He's Wolf is going to get exposed this season. Players have more video on him, and we'll figure him out. I think
I never buy that. I never buy that.
Not the video part of it, but I think there is something to a new guy coming in and maybe not giving him the respect that maybe he deserves, right? So there's no hiding for him anymore. He's not a rookie that's having a good run here. He's proven himself a little bit. Guys are going to be trying to get him off his game a little bit more. I mean, no goalie likes traffic, but again, being Dustin Wolf's size, and he does a tremendous job of battling through screens, you're going to see a lot more, trying to get into the eyes of the goaltender and making it way more difficult for him. So I think there is a little bit of that to him. And I also think having success as a first year player, sometimes you put a little bit too much pressure on himself. So we'll see. He could just go right into the pooper, right?
Doug Ted says, if you don't lock up Skinner now, he's done at the end of the season, and the goalie market right now is really bad. Would you go to Stuart Skinner and be like, hey, man, we'll give you 3 years at 4.2?
With the cap?
I don't know if you can. Well, I mean, with the cap going up,
I don't think you can.
But I think you got to see what you get from him this year.
I
first,
think
right?
this is an audition.
It's a make or break year here.
Yeah, this is.
I'm curious, like if let's say it's a make or break year, And I sure hope it makes. But if it doesn't go well and he hits unrestricted free agency, he's just kind of taking a 1B spot somewhere else, basically. Like, nobody's going to bring him in to be their starter, I don't think.
Yeah, but I have a sneaky suspicion if that does happen, if he goes down that road, we see another Devin Dubnyk on our hands.
Oh, boy. And now...
Probably.
Now is it still Schwartz's fault? Like, who knows? We'll see. He's got a different goalie coach this year. We'll see if that makes a difference.
Yeah.
All right, so that went exactly how we expected it would go on the Dustin Wolf news. That was your Number Crunchers, brought to you by our title sponsor, Edmonton Sports Talk. Play Alberta. It is Two Guys and a Goalie, presented to you by GS Construction. They were hiring yesterday. They're hiring today. They'll be hiring tomorrow as well. Very busy. Check out their page at indeed.ca. We'll get to some hire it or fire it for GS Construction a little bit later on. But Gager, I don't know if you did this on Two Guys last week when I wasn't here, but this theory on what'd you say? There's three different theories on McDavid not having a deal done yet. Let's lay those out and let's dive into those.
Okay, so the first one is what Cass had mentioned, right, is the Kirill Kaprizov. He's waiting to see what that number is. The second is and this is what I gathered from what he said, I said this morning, that he is, not only is Connor McDavid comparing himself to hockey players at the NHL level, like the elite of the elite, but he's looking around at other sports and saying, I am the big dog. I'm the best player. I need to be compensated properly. And he's looking to become one of the wealthiest professional athletes on the planet. Or C, and this is where it gets crazy, but maybe he's hinting that there could be the possibility of him hitting the free agency market and having teams start paving the way and unloading and getting ready to invite Connor on a recruiting trip and just show him everything and be able to offer him the biggest contract ever. And by doing that, completely dismantling your team and for your future for the next 8 years and paving the way for the Edmonton Oilers to have success because everyone else sucks.
The Kings become the Sharks immediately.
Yeah.
Like that type of thing.
Yeah.
I like the idea of course, there's no tampering, but I like the idea of unrestricted free agency looming right before the deadline. And Connor talks to Florida and goes, listen, I'm only coming down if Bobrovsky and Barkov aren't there anymore.
Yeah.
And then he goes, gotcha. And then he stays and they beat the Panthers in the Stanley Cup final.
Yeah.
But that's basically what you're saying with this theory. Like,
so yeah, something weird like that. Because can you tell me, like, if there's even a hint that he could go back to Toronto, don't you think the Leafs are unloading everything?
Unloading.
He's not going back to Toronto.
Hey.
It's one of my questions for hired or fired.
Oh, okay.
But he's not. I mean, you'll like it when I get to it. But you're right, they would. Like Nylander, see you later.
Yeah.
What they really want is Connor McDavid to come in and play with Domi's kid.
Tavares bought out.
Yeah, see ya. All of them gone. So Connor McDavid using this to sewer the league.
Yeah.
Is good. Cass, is his name on a deal before puck drop? Regular season.
I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, so did I but now I'm like, what?
Now I'm questioning it a little bit. I was a couple weeks ago, I was like, yeah, there's no way it doesn't get done before the start of the season. Now I'm a little hesitant. Now it kind of feels like it might not be. So I don't know. Like I was so solid in the camp of there's no way this doesn't get done. It should be not necessarily completely easy to pan out, but not. That being said, it all hinges. I am a believer in that theory number one, in that they're waiting to see what happens with the Kaprizov deal. I think they're waiting to see what happens with that, and then they're going to act. So I
what if Kaprizov? What if two guys in the goalie Minnesota version is like Kaprizov hasn't signed yet because they're waiting for McDavid.
Because they're waiting for McDavid. Well, that's the flip side of it too, right? And it's a little bit of a waiting game on that.
Both these guys could sign back-to-back days, maybe right before the season.
Right, playing indirect chicken.
Yeah, because Kaprizov's probably looking at this going, well, McDavid's going to ask for more, but if McDavid doesn't ask for as much as I think he's going to, well, I'm not going to be able to sign for more than McDavid signs for. right? But if McDavid signs for more than I think he's going to, well, then maybe my number goes up too, right? Because I'm going to slide in just underneath wherever he is. And so there's, I think, a little bit of that, because for Kaprizov, he's like, well, I don't want to be chicken. It's a chicken and the egg scenario here for both of them. So I do think it hinges on that a little bit. But it does make me, I don't want to say make me nervous. I still think he resigns in Edmonton, but I don't know.
How are they comparable though? Point wise,
They're not even close.
No, what happens here is McDavid is the best player in the league. There's 4 or 5 other guys behind him, and then Kaprizov's in the next tier.
Yeah.
Like he's 2 tiers below.
Yeah.
No disrespect. He's a phenomenal player. But he's 2 tiers below Connor McDavid. There's the McDavid tier. Then there's the McKinnon, the Makar, the Draisaitl tier, the Kucherov.
Yeah.
And then there's, in my opinion, there's Matthews, Kaprizov, those guys.
Marner.
They're those guys.
Those guys.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, so, I don't know. I mean, it's all about the timing of when your deal is up, and you're going to become one of the highest paid guys because you're that guy signing that deal right now. But I think he's like, and that's the thing with McDavid. Like, well, I did that 1040 or the TSN 1050 hit in Toronto today, and they were sore. I felt like they were surprised when I was just like, no, I still think he's going to sign a deal here, whether it's 2, 3, 4 years. I think they were hoping that he would end up going to unrestricted free agency. But as I was talking through it with him, and they put yourself, well, you guys play in the NHL, so put yourself in the situation, like as a professional athlete, you have a chance to become the biggest unrestricted free agent in the history of your sport, right? Like that would be sitting there for him next July. He would be the biggest unrestricted free agent in the history of hockey. And part of that, as much as you love Edmonton and as much as this is a contender and your buddies here, and part of that is kind of like, wow, I'd like to see how that goes. If that was me.
That's what I'm saying. That's
right?
what I think he's thinking of. He says all options. You can't tell me that that's not an option and somewhat appealing.
You're gonna get the Ohtani treatment?
Yeah.
Like, let's see what happened with Ohtani. Like, there's a select few individuals that carry that much cachet in all of North American professional sports, and this dude is one of them.
And so let's just go in an alternate universe where McDavid doesn't sign, but stays,
which we still think he will,
and stays with the Edmonton Oilers. And what if he wins a cup? What if he wins a cup and becomes an unrestricted free agent? Do you not think that his mindset would be, I want to win again? Why would I leave? Like the Oilers could re-sign him again at that point.
Yeah, they could still do it then. Yeah, it's not like if he's not signed by the beginning of the year, it means he's gone.
He loves his heated driveway.
Might also love a place where you don't need a heated driveway. Ooh, I'm just pointing it out.
Every place needs a heated driveway.
Cass, would you, if somebody said you'll be the biggest free agent in the history of your sport, like how tempting would that be to 4 more years on a really good team in a place you do call home at a ridiculous amount of money anyway?
Well, that's the allure to it, isn't it? Say the biggest free agent, make the most money, create a story for his story.
Have McDavid jet trending on social media as he's visiting
like
teams.
Where he's going and what city he's in and doing that. Like, of course there's a lure to that. And I know people sometimes get zoned in on the, oh, he just wants to win. And it's like, well, yeah, he does want to win, but he doesn't just want to win. Right? There's more. Does he want a legacy? Yes, he wants a legacy. But you can also create a family legacy, generational wealth legacy by taking advantage of the fact that you're the best player in the world, that you're the most recognizable hockey player in the world, that people are going to bid millions and millions and millions of dollars on your service. So is it alluring? Of course it's alluring. Of course it's alluring. How could it not be? How could it not be? How could he not be tantalized by, hey, what if Tampa makes me an offer of the same $14 million a year, $15 million a year, $16 million a year, and I have to pay 25% less tax?
Oh, some people will say that's
like
not
3
an
to
advantage.
4 million.
Like the commissioner of the league.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
Give me a freaking break. Give me a break. You want to tell me that a guy's not looking at this going like, I could make $3 million more bucks a year here because I'm not paying tax and I'm living on the beach. Like, you want to tell me guys aren't thinking about that? Give me a break, Gary. Uncle Gary don't know on that one. He's just posturing. But
he could also do that in 4 years, right? Like he could sign for 3 more years, play here 4 more years, go into free agency as a 32-year-old, and also be the biggest unrestricted free agent in the history of the league. Like he could still take a couple more runs at a cup here, maybe win 1 or 2 over the next 4 years, and then still go be that guy. Right? So
I wonder how many NHL teams in June start setting up LLCs for tree planting.
KB over on the chat on YouTube says, isn't it crazy that we're actually this far into this situation where we're talking about when Connor leaves? It should have never gotten this far. Something ain't right.
Yeah. Yes.
I remember in August, I was like, before he steps in front of an Edmonton media horde, the deal will be done. Like, I know they're going to say, but he already has, right? The captain's skate, there's a bunch of, it's going to be, they'll say, oh, he's already talked about that. Then you get to the first day of actual camp, and I'm sorry, but the timeline has changed. The questions will be justified once again. If you get to morning skate of the first day of the season, the timeline has changed again. The questions are valid again. It's just, I don't know. I think it'll be a 3-year deal, and it'll get done here at some point. And then he'll walk out with Morgan Wallen at Commonwealth this weekend, and it'll be a big deal.
Maybe that's where they make the announcement. Is at the concert.
That's what I suggested last week. I was just like, you know what? He comes out, opens up a shirt that says 4 years,
4 more years,
65 mil or whatever.
And then they just have a massive fireball explosion and a bunch of drones that drop money from the clouds.
Day 1 or 2? Does he go in day 1 or?
I was thinking about this.
Day one. You got to.
I know some people are saying that McDavid and Draisaitl will walk out with Wallen. Now, they would probably walk out together. It's not going to be like McDavid one night and Draisaitl the next. They're buddies. Like, would they not go the same night?
They're going together. Yeah,
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So then here's my question, and this is for all you Edmontonians listening. Who's famous enough to do the other night? Like, if McDavid and Draisaitl are together.
Extraordinaire.
I'm like, which one?
Joaquin Gage.
Oh,
I'm already there.
Yeah, Gage is busy working. They already asked him. He said no. Morgan Wallen's a huge 2 guys and a goalie fan. He hates all of EST. He only listens Tuesday and Thursday from noon until 1. But that's a legitimate question. Who else would be famous enough in this city to do the walkout on the second night with Morgan Wallen, if McDavid and Draisaitl are together one of the nights?
No, you're probably going. No, you're going like classic, right? Don't you think you got to go like classic Edmonton Oiler?
Like, I mean, nothing against Paul Coffey, but that's not going to work for me.
No,
I'm just saying, like, you could go classic.
Are you saying Wayne Gretzky?
Like, what if you had like Wayne? I mean, you could do that.
Those are really the only 2 that I think would move the needle. Connor and Leon one night, and Gretzky the other night.
I think.
Trailer Park Boys?
I know.
Did you say Trailer Park Boys?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with anything?
I think Stoff should come out.
No.
Stoff should come out, go into the suit jacket.
Just sweaty as hell.
Take out a golden pen.
Sign the deal.
And say, this is the pen that Connor McDavid will sign his next deal with.
The rookie is suggesting Knobloch lookalike guy.
Yeah.
The teacher or whatever.
Pastor, yeah. It's a pastor.
Let's see. Schauger, sorry, not popular enough.
Gene Principe?
Stoff, the mayor, Pisani, Kate's kid, Ryan Smith, Brad Isbister.
Brad Isbister.
I don't know, man. Struddy. Like, these are all sports kind of famous people, but Connor and Leon sort of transcend the city as far as popularity goes. Maybe they do split them. Maybe it's Connor one night and Leon the other night.
Or maybe it's both nights. Maybe they go back to back.
Big Dave says, let's be real. Larry Thompson drives Wallen out in the fire truck and runs down 2 roadies. That's pretty good. JCD Rocker says Alfonso Davies.
Yeah.
And he's around. I don't know what's going on right now. This is international stuff. Big Slam Nasty, Trey Ford. It's the only time I get to walk on the field at Commonwealth this season. Jeez, you guys.
Snap. That's aggressive.
God, that's some people are very mean. Corey B, Gene Principe.
You know what? I see the Timber One's been The guy to my left, Dusty, walking out there. You know the songs, don't you?
I know the one
that's a
he's
good one.
got with
Maddie
Post
39
Malone right
in.
now.
Okay.
I had some help. That one?
Matty 39's in. Won't happen because the season's going on, as he noted. But Chuba Hubbard would be a good one.
Chuba would be good, but he'll have a game on Sunday. Now it is for the Panthers, so it doesn't really matter.
He might as well come.
Might as well. He'll have
productive.
more success at this football stadium that night than he will at his own. I don't know. I mean, we'll have to see who it is. All right, let's do a hire it or fire it for GS Construction here. You got a couple of good questions here. Trent Frederick will outscore both rookies in points this season. Hire it or fire it?
Oof, gosh, that's a good question.
Thanks, Gager.
I'm going to hire it. You asked me this morning, do you think Frederick will play with McDavid? I think he will at times. I think Frederick's going to have a big season.
More points than both the other guys? Cass?
Than both? Now, do you mean both combined?
No. I mean individually.
Individually. I'm going to fire it.
Okay.
I'm going to fire it because I think, for as
one
little
of those guys
time, as little time as PP Unit 2 is going to get, you're going to have Savoy maybe moonlighting, jumping in, or Howard maybe moonlighting, jumping in on occasion. Now, maybe Frederick does as well. Could be your net front guy on those.
I think I'm kind of like Frederick at 36. The rookie's just over 30. I'd probably hire it too.
I think that's what you're going to get from Frederick. Yeah. So if one of the rookies pops off and outscours him, that's
great
a
news.
bonus.
That's good news, yeah.
I think one of the rookies, one of them is going to hit 40.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
Big rookie guy.
One of them hits 40. Not both. I don't think there's space for both of them to do it. I think one of them hits 40.
He gets his energy from the Salvadorian coffee. That's how to tie it back into the beginning of the show. The Calgary Flames will be a playoff team this year. Hire it or fire it?
I'm going to hire it.
Really?
I think they might be. They took some big steps, and I like what they've done with their young guys and locked them up and shown confidence in them. I think it's good. Hire it.
They weren't far off last year.
To a point, 2 points.
I think they were 2 points back. The Panthers were in the other conference, but they had a good year last year.
Yeah, they were there. But here's the thing: it's like if I look at that, I go Minnesota's going to be good. I think developing some of their teams. Canucks hopefully are probably going to be better. Kraken, Sharks, Ducks going to be worse. So really, it's between them and the Canucks. Do we have to look at that and maybe Minnesota, maybe St. Louis? I guess we throw in that too.
Yeah, I think Calgary's in that group. Yeah,
I think they're in that group. So, yeah.
They're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Oilers win the division. Oilers gentlemen sweep, and we have the greatest show ever the next day.
Yeah, I think they make it. I'm going to hire it.
All right. Creed should play Commonwealth next time they come to Edmonton.
Well, they hire it.
Yeah, they sold it. Look, their best show ever was at a football stadium.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, come on.
They've already sold out Rogers. There was people paying to sit behind the stage. You couldn't even see.
Couldn't even see.
They were listen-only seats. So, yeah, let's go lower bowl.
Okay.
Let's not get too carried away. But I have a feeling they might need to open the upper bowl.
They would need to open it.
There's no way.
Oh, yes,
They're not
there
selling
would.
50,000 tickets for Creed. Mind you, the last show was amazing. Everybody who was there would definitely come to the next one.
There's a feeling of FOMO after hearing how great it was.
It was a phenomenal concert, man. Scott Stapp, my God.
Can you imagine my wieners at a Scott Stapp concert?
Gaining 13 pounds will make Elias Pettersson a better player. This apparently is what happened in the offseason. 13 pounds. I'm assuming muscle, not fat.
Yeah,
He's actually just overweight.
Yeah, I'm going to hire it. I think it helps.
You think so?
A little bulked, even if it's just mentally, like his brain, of being able to physically engage maybe a little bit more, and from a confidence standpoint, having a little bit of confidence swagger. I think it helps.
He's moving from skinny guy in ice hockey to medium guy in ice hockey.
Medium guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's been my favorite comparison to skinny guy in ice hockey since he came into the league.
Really? Yeah, I'll hire it, I guess. I don't know. I wonder if is it going to affect his movement out there? Because he's pretty slick, and he's not afraid to throw hits too. That's the thing. So,
Cass, with 13 pounds, change your speed in any way?
It could potentially.
Yeah.
Depends where it is. Depends how you carry it. Depends. It's
like carrying around a 1-year-old child, a 6-month-old child.
But because it depends on the size of your whole frame too. Because if you think about 13 pounds on me is going to impact me less than 13 pounds on someone that's like 5 foot.
Percentage of the weight, right?
Right? Percentage of weight wise, you're increasing at a much higher percentage, right? Because if I'm 230 pounds and I increase 13 pounds, well, percentage wise, it's whatever 5% by 7% in that range. And if you're 160 pounds and you increase 13 pounds, that's a lot closer to 10% overall of your body weight in terms of mass increase. So, and then just on your frame too. So it can impact absolutely. Now he was so slight before in terms of stature and like that, where I'm interested to see. Certainly he says that it's a good thing. So proof is in the pudding in terms of how he plays. I do think it's a positive for him, bulk up a little bit, even again, if it's just mentally to transition, to get out of that mindset of being pushed around or whatever it is, like he's been struggling with. I think it's a positive for him.
T-Mac texts says that alien neck can take all 13 pounds, no problem. That's kind of funny. The Timber Woodsman says, is the 13 pounds added to his aggressive play part of his brain? Oh, geez. All right, final one for Hired or Fire It. Connor McDavid would rather have his nuts cut off than play for the Leafs. Hired or Fire It?
Fire it. It's hometown team. Wouldn't rather have his...
I don't know, man. I think maybe he would. It's a lot of. There's one thing being in Edmonton, but can you imagine McDavid going back to Toronto and not delivering a cup?
I don't think. I think I would take the. What is that? The Gelding? What is it called? Gelding.
Gelding.
Yeah, because not only that, it's everything else that comes along with it. His family, and not that they're not under the but. They'd be right in it every single day. They're all from around there. They'd be quite noticeable. He seems like more of a private guy than anyone.
Reed Wilkins in the chat. Hire it.
I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna fire it. I'm firing it. I'm firing it. I don't think he would be opposed. Why would he be opposed to the idea? It's like you get that type of attention here already. It's not like it's that much more attention. He still can't go out to dinner here. You couldn't go out to dinner in Toronto. I don't think it. Yeah, I got to fire it.
Sounds like a guy who wanted to play for the Leafs in his career and never got the chance, Kaz. That's what it sounds like.
Well, I was like Gager. If they would have thrown a contract at me, I would have been like, well, you're my favorite team now. Yeah.
I hung around the Canucks offices with my helmet on.
Still in. Hey, Gage, are you still here? All right, what's coming up on EST Afternoon? Zach, do you know what's going on here? What's happening?
Oh, lots of good stuff here on the show today. Hernan and Joaquin will have JC Abbott from 3 Down Nation to talk about the Elks' success as of recent. Some Lions news as well, and looking at what's going on with the Argos, who's going to start. Arbuckle and Kelly back as well, and Zach Caleros being hurt again. He'll go over that. And Salim Valji from TSN will check in to talk about the
Down
Flames.
in Calgary on the Wolf side.
Of course, the big extension news of the day. Dustin Wolf.
Yeah.
Being inked for 7 years. Also touch on Connor Zary and the rest of the offseason for the Flames as well. And it should be a good show.
Beautiful. That's coming up on EST Afternoons. That is going to do it for Two Guys and a Goalie today. Hey, if you're watching over on YouTube today, we're like 40 likes away from 100. There's no way this show doesn't have 100 likes. Hammer the thumbs up for us. Join us at the STs next Tuesday. It should be a pretty good time. Email STs@EdmontonSportsTalk.com. All right, that is going to do it for Two Guys and a Goalie, brought to you by Sam Man and the crew over at GS Construction. If you're looking for a gig, GS Construction is hiring now. Become a part of their great team today by visiting gsconstruction.ca or their page on Indeed.ca. For the past 50 years, the foundation of GS Construction has been built on efficiency, quality, and safety. Take your career to the next level. Join the team at GS Construction. For Matt Kassian, Joaquin Gage, I am Dustin Nielson. I will talk to you tomorrow morning on The Nielsen Show. Gager sticking around. Don't go anywhere. Take it easy.